Hey everyone, welcome back to SG Carmart Review. So this is the Mark 8 Golf, a car that's decidedly not new. So this car was launched about 2 years ago, bringing with it a fresh design, an upgraded interior, and a new mild hybrid 1.5 litre powertrain. So why are we reviewing this car now again? Well, there has been an important update to this car, so it has now a down-tuned 1.5 litre engine that very importantly slots this car into Cat A. Now, before we get to the review, today's episode is made possible by SG Carmart Smart Loan. SG Carmart Smart Loan is designed to save you time and money through a digitalized loan application via MyInfo for your used car purchase at below market interest rates. For limited time only, get $500 cashback and a 6 months Kinto membership worth $1,200 when you apply for a loan today. To find out how much money you can save on a used personal or private hire car, click the link in the description below. Now back to the review.
The Volkswagen Golf is priced at $175,900. The 1.5-litre 4-cylinder turbocharged engine produces 129 brake horsepower and 200 Nm of torque. The 7-speed DSG transmission brings the car from 0 to 100 km/h in 9.4 seconds. The Volkswagen Golf has a clean fuel consumption figure of 20.8 km/L. For more details on the Volkswagen Golf or any other car, head on to sgcarmart.com to help you make the smart choice on your next car.
Design-wise, the car doesn't look any different because it is no different, right? It is still the same Mark 8 Golf. However, it is worth pointing out that while the car was originally launched with 3 trim levels, this current Cat A model is being offered in just one. So there's the Live variant, which is understandably the base variant, but higher level trims may be offered in the future. So the only real key external difference is that you get slightly smaller 17-inch rims, but beyond that, you still get a fairly good amount of equipment. So we have full LED lights front and back, and this is still immediately identifiable as a Golf. Now let's check out the boot. So here we have a 380-litre boot, so no change from before, and it's a usable boot, right? So we can fit a big luggage and it won't pass the anti-choy length test, but usable for most small families. One thing to note, it's a manual tailgate. Now let's jump inside the car. Now here in the rear of the Golf, we have a decent amount of legroom and a good amount of headroom, not that much to cover considering this is, just a Golf, right? So equipment levels, we have rear aircon vents, but we do not have dedicated rear controls. We also have 2 USB-C ports, and of course we have ISOFIX points as well. Now if I slide on over to the middle, yes, there is a fairly big transmission tunnel hump, so you are going to have to put your feet on either side, but I think it's comfortable enough, and the middle seat is quite nice and comfortable. And this car will swallow up 3 adults fairly comfortably, right? It's a Golf, Materials wise, I actually quite like this fabric material, so I know it's not for everyone. Some people prefer leather, but I actually quite like this material. Now let's go jump in the front. On this Live variant, you get an 8.25 composition infotainment system, and you only get 10 ambient lighting colors, but how many colors do you need? And we also only get 1 zone climate control here. But it's an easy enough system to use. I think it works, it's usable, right? We also have manually adjusting seats. Other equipment, we have 2 USB-C ports here. We have a wireless charging pad, and you do still get a 10.25 Digital Cockpit Pro cluster as standard. Now, one thing to note is that on this base variant, you actually get physical controls on the steering wheels, and I like it, I prefer it, and it's not just me, right? So VW has actually come out and acknowledged that a lot of his customers are not too keen on the touch controls, and they are actually going to revert back to more physical controls in the future. Now let's go drive this car, because ultimately the biggest change is under the bonnet. Now, as far as performance goes, I think it's adequate performance, right? So do you really feel the drop-off in performance compared to the Cat B variant? I think maybe with the torque, so we have 50 Nm less torque, and at the low end, yes, it's not as punchy, but I think for all intents and purposes, it is very usable. It's a very sensible amount of performance for most people, and for just basic overtaking maneuvers, I think it's enough performance for day-to-day driving. Now, I think refinement-wise, it's still pretty good. Don't really have any complaints. You know, if you drive the car lightly, it's quite quiet. You know, there's a mild hybrid system, so it can shut off the engine when you come to a stop, you know, and when you're coasting along on the highway, that kind of thing. And, you know, I think it's a very, very usable engine. I don't have any complaints about this particular variant of the engine. Now, how does the car drive? It feels quite dynamic. You know, it feels nice. It's comfortable on the roads. It's well planted, and it's a Golf. It drives like a Golf. No complaints there. Now, in terms of equipment, again, you might think you're gonna get less considering this is a Cat A variant, but I don't think that's the case, right? So we have your blind spot monitoring, you have your rear traffic alert, all that kind of thing, and I think it's a pretty comprehensive suite of safety systems. This Cat A Golf, is it a will buy, won't buy, or go try? I think this is a will buy. So price-wise, this car is asking for 177,900, right? And let's put that in a bit of context. So that's actually less than what the Honda Civic is asking for, and about the same kind of money that you'll pay for a Yaris Cross or a Mazda 3. So in fact, this car is quite competitively priced against your Japanese bread and butter models, right? And I think that's very intriguing, right? You're still getting German quality, German functionality, because this is a Volkswagen after all. And you know, for people who want a family hatchback, I think this is a very compelling choice, and I think this will appeal to a lot of people. So yes, that's our review of the Cat A Volkswagen Golf. What do you think about the car? Let us know in the comment section below. And of course, do remember to like, share and subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you will be alerted of all our upcoming videos. And of course, you can also find us on TikTok at SGCarMart. So yes, that's all I have for you. I'll see you soon. Bye! Tuan. Tuan. This is a, for all intents and purposes, I think it's adequate. Do I need to redo because of the tunnel? Do I need to say now let's jump inside the car?